And I'm also leading and managing the craft project where Godfrey actually is now is one of the advisors. Next slide, please. So I'm working for craft. Craft stands for Climate Resilient Agribusiness for Tomorrow. So we are an agricultural agribusiness focused project implemented in 3 countries, Uganda, Tanzania and Kenya. So my presentation actually focuses on how climate change is affecting potato, and I'm going to present part of the research coming out of the craft project. So we are funded by the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a 5.5 years project. We started in 2018, and you see that 1 year to go. We are ending December 23. Hopefully we will get an extension so we can actually continue with our work. As I said, we are working in Uganda, Tanzania and Kenya. SNV actually is the lead of craft, but we are working and collaborating with NLAgriTanzania. There's a booth over there, and the gentleman standing there is also representing NLAgriTanzania, Stein. Then we have 2 research partners. So the work I'm going to present today is based upon the output of their research. We have Wageningen University, and we have CCAPS under the CGIR, and they really did all the climate related work. Then we also work with a finance institution called Rabobank, which is actually the biggest bank in the world who finances agriculture. Next slide, please. So just to show you the slide with the graph or the map actually on the left shows the spread of craft. So we are supporting companies, cooperatives in the 3 countries I mentioned. In Tanzania we are supporting 21 companies and cooperatives. So Isowelu is one of the cooperatives we are supporting. East Africa Fruits is another company we are supporting. And then we're also collaborating actually with Toski, Stari, Yola, and with HETC. So it's good to see partners in this room as well. So as craft, we have an investment facility. For potato, we invested roughly 580,000 euros from our own financing in the potato sector, which was matched by roughly almost 900,000 euros. So this investment is really used to improve extension services, to pilot irrigation. So the potatoes you see there on the table are actually produced off-season. We have quite a good tonnage. It translates roughly to 30 tons per hectare, which actually is quite a good achievement for off-season dryland production. Then, of course, we also work with farmers. At the moment, under the potato chain, we work with about 8,000 to 9,000 potato farmers. So they have increased and improved access to climate information, weather information. We train them using a farm to school approach. So overall, as craft, we focus on sunflower, potato, sorghum, and common beans. So what is really climate smart about craft? So like I said, our foundation is embedded in climate science. We work with 2 worldwide reputable organizations, institutions, who really look at how climate change is affecting and what the impact of climate change is on potato production. So they did crop modeling based on climate projections for the coming decades. We discussed this actually with stakeholders. We did risk assessments. Okay, what are the implications of climate change to potato production, potato processing? So what kind of mitigation we can do, and what kind of adaptation technologies or practices we can support. Next slide. So the next couple of slides are quite technical, I would say. So I would really encourage the audience to visit the booth and discuss with Godfrey, who's walking there. He has actually been heavily involved in what I'm going to present at the moment. It's quite technical, and we also actually have some publication which explains it even better than I can do at the moment, because I only have a few minutes left. So basically what this shows, can you click again? Yeah. So basically what it shows, this map actually focuses on the March, April, May season, which is actually the main growing season in Tanzania. What we see actually is an increase in temperature in the coming 20 to 40 years. And the increase is actually quite significant. Already by the early 30s, temperature will go up between 1.4 and 1.8 degrees. And even if we move towards 2050 and beyond, we have a temperature rise of 2.4 degrees, which actually has huge consequences on potato production, which traditionally is a temperate crop. So I think here is a big chance for my colleague over there to really look into, can we actually develop new varieties. And I think there's also a role to play for Tali. What can we do with our varieties? How can we actually develop new varieties that can actually grow in those warm temperatures? So if we look at a different season, click again please. So this focuses on the October, November, December season. Can you click? So there actually, we still also see quite a high temperature increase, even higher. Even if you look at the 50s, it can go up to 2.8 degrees, which is a huge temperature jump. Next slide. So we also look at the rainfall distribution. And actually, especially the March, April, May season, the rainfall pattern remains almost the same as it is now. There's even a slight increase. The downside is it falls in less days. So you have actually quite heavy rainfall, then it can be dry for a few days or sometimes even weeks before the next rain starts. So again, this gives an opportunity maybe to harvest rainwater, either using dams, so we can still actually use the water during the drier period of this particular season. Next slide. So actually in the October, November, December season, it's a bit more complicated. Actually later on when I present some suitability maps, you really see a huge change in the possibility to grow potato in this particular season. Rainfall patterns are completely changing, especially in the southern highlands. The area around Arusha remains almost the same, but what's happening in southern highlands, the projections are actually quite bad for the potato sector. Next slide. Click again, please. So what I'm looking here is at the potato suitability, how suitable it is to grow potato in the particular regions. So this actually shows how it is at the moment for the March, April, May season. So as you can see, this is just the normal zone, production zone as we know it. So we have a big one in Southern Highlands, and then we have quite a large area in Arusha. So if you click on the next one, so the next graph shows actually the change. You see a slight change. But like I said, in the March, April, May season, the change is not that big. I think what needs to happen is really, we need to focus on how to harvest the rainwater and see how we can actually irrigate the areas. So the biggest change actually is in this season, October, November, December. Click again, please. Again, we have our production seasons, production zones. Click again. So here we see a huge change. The map on the right shows actually the suitability for potato production in this particular season. As you can see, well, the only possibilities at this point in time, in the future, there are a few areas where it's still possible around Arusha. Southern zone is almost gone. But remember, this is October, November, December, right? So for March, April, May, it's still possible to grow potato in this particular region. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to discuss this and to present this to you. So I really encourage you, please visit our booth, talk to Godfrey. He knows actually much more than I've been explaining here. And I think it's also important that the message also is being translated in Swahili. So please visit Godfrey and have some good discussions around it. I think this was my final slide. One click. Okay. So just click again. So I want to focus. So I want to focus actually on opportunities. Of course, you can sit back and do nothing, but I also believe there are quite some opportunities to actually improve our farming system, and also there are opportunities for businesses, for companies. Like I said, we need to look for new varieties which are actually able to grow in these new climatic conditions. I think there is a need for water harvesting techniques, there is a need for irrigation. As we have been demonstrating 3 months ago, we received actually 30 tons per hectare under drip irrigation in the dry land season. So I think there are opportunities for there. I think there are also opportunities in different management practices. So then we talk about soil conservation, minimum tillage, using rippers instead of plows. I think the changing climate also has an impact on the availability of pests and diseases. So there's also room, I think, for research and extension to work with those. Another one, especially in Southern Highlands, is the issue with the low pH. So I think there's also opportunities for soil companies and lime companies to really address that, to really boost productivity and also to make the soil more healthy. I think I've come to the end of my presentation. Last clip. Yeah, well, thank you very much. And again, as I said, please reach out to me if you have more questions or for discussions, but I also encourage you to reach out to Godfrey. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Menno, for the wonderful presentation. Nashukuru kwa wasilisho hilo. Nadhani kitu kikubwa pia alichoongea pale, anasema mabadiliko ya nchi yapo na ni ya kweli, na tunahitaji kufanya kitu fulani kwa ajili ya kuweza kuhakikisha tunaendelea uzalishaji wetu. Kitu alichosema ambacho kinafungua bado milango mikubwa sana, na hasa ndugu zetu hatari na wengine wako hapa, amesema kwamba tuzidi kufanya tafiti, kuona tunafanyaje kupata mbegu bora zaidi na mbinu nyingine mbadala za kuweza kukabiliana na mabadiliko haya ya hali ya hewa. Namshukuru sana ndugu yetu Menno kwa wasilisho hilo zuri. Kama nilivyosema pale mwanzo,